let's do connections for Monday, August 11th. All right, what's matter? Antimatter. Gray matter from, what was that? Breaking Bad, right? That was the name of the company he founded, and then he got whatever, the drama involved in him getting kicked out of the company or leaving the company or whatever. We have vanilla, dessert, and chocolate, but I also have vanilla and plain. This is just to mean like something as it comes, without any additions. Something's vanilla, it's plain, it's normal. It's standard. Sure, let's go with that. Why not? Ordinary, there you go. All right, so chocolate did not go with vanilla, so what's chocolate going with? Chocolate. Strawberries. Chocolate. I don't know. I'm guessing this one's going in with purple. Chocolate. Hot chocolate. Hot something. Hot dump. No. Hot maroon. No. I'm not sure about this one. Count chocula. You count something, you measure it. You don't do anything else with it. You weigh it, but you don't weight it. You check the volume by measuring it, but those aren't the same things. I mean, weight and volume make a lot of sense to go together as measurements. I don't know, that they're all sort of related, but I don't feel like they go together because you measure to get the weight and the volume, or you count to get the weight and the volume. Like two of these things you do to get the other two things. So it just doesn't feel right. We don't have any other animals in here, so what's horse doing? Maroon and dump is to like leave something behind. You strand. And you desert. Is that how that's spelled? I think so. You desert something. So this is just to leave someone behind or something behind. So we still have count, measure, weight, and volume in here, but that... I don't know, it still doesn't feel right to me, but I don't know, maybe it is it? What would ages, matter, chocolate, and horse be doing in here? Ages, like eras. Like the Middle Ages. I don't know, do I put these four together? Because I can't figure out what these other four are doing together, but I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking these two too much as the action, to measure, to count. Whereas these are nouns, volume and weight. But you can have a count as a noun. Like, what's the count? What's the measure? So this could be like asking for, just the numerical representation of whatever. I don't know. I'm going to try it, I guess. Specs on consumer packaging. What? I guess when you buy a bag of something, it'll tell you how many things are in there. Obviously, volume, you can buy a gallon or a liter of something, and weight. You buy fruit and weight oftentimes. But measure? Unless it's talking about like the, like inches on like a piece of furniture you're buying. Like on the packaging, it'll often say like how long, how high something is, what's the width. So maybe that's what it's referring to. All right, I guess I can see that. I would say that's length, though. Although in that sort of packaging, length usually refers to the horizontal length. And then there's the height and the width. I don't know. Measure, I still kind of feels a little weird for that one. And then ages, matter, chocolate, and horse. Horse with no name. Horse play. You horse around. Horse like the homophone for having a scratchy voice, your horse. But none of those seem to go with these other things. Matter. I have no idea what purple's doing. Not a clue. What is it? Dark ages. Oh, okay. So I was kind of thinking that. Dark chocolate, dark horse, dark matter. I thought of antimatter and I should have thought of dark matter. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have got that one. Although Dark Ages has kind of fallen out of use in academia. And so, they don't really refer to it as the Dark Ages anymore. So I think I just don't think of it that way a lot of the time anymore. But yeah, I could see that. Okay, let's see what they give it. Felt a little tricky. 1.8 out of 5. I thought it was a little trickier than that. Although, I don't know. Maybe it's because I was just overthinking the blue. All right, let's check the bot. It's 1 out of 5 difficulty. Okay. All right. It felt a little trickier than that to me, but maybe I was just overthinking it. Classic math, you overthink. Anyway, so 43%, by far the biggest category is getting no mistakes. So yeah, it seemed most people are finding this pretty easy. We're almost 250,000 games in. Interesting that my skill is 95 out of 99 for... Is a regular rainbow usually 95 out of 99? All right. And then 1 in 14. It's regular rainbow order is never going to be very unique. I got yellow first pretty quickly. I saw blue, but it just didn't sit right with me, so I didn't send it. So I can see seeing it right away, but I just didn't want to submit it. 4% getting purple first. Let's check ever. Interesting that 91% blue jumps to the most forever. What was it on first? It's a big percentage jump. It was 30% different on that first guess. A little bit of a drop down to green and purple here. But yeah, I mean, you know, when everybody's winning, it's hard to really get too much information out of this. Although losing games, 5% just getting nothing. So for the people who lost, it was really bad. And then some combination of blue and yellow for the next, 4 categories or 4 games down here before we get to green over here. I bet maroon is giving people trouble on green. I think they used to use that in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. I think that's the only reason I really know maroon is abandoned. Let's check the mistakes. Quantity, putting matter in with those. It sounds like a science-y kind of lab term, you know, how much matter is in something, but it's not really a unit of measurement. But measure isn't really a unit of measurement either. So again, it's just, I don't know. I'm still a little bothered by blue. Even though I get it, like, I'm not saying I necessarily disagree. I mean, I think I did say that before, but I get why it's in there, but it still just feels wrong. Measure feels too generic of a word to be putting in there as a unit. Metrics, volume, weights, a standard, again. But again, if you're putting measure in there, measure feels so generic that I could see standard going in there. Chocolate is basic. I mean, I feel like chocolate is a pretty basic flavor. Obviously it is, but nobody uses it to mean basic. Although I'm going to say vanilla is usually better than chocolate. Although mixed is even better, so, you know. What's the 4th blue that nobody's guessing in these 3 examples here? Volume, measure, weight, volume, measure, weight, volume, measure, weight. All right, and all these blue plus one other word categories. It's all volume, measure, weight. Volume, weight, volume, measure, weight. What was the 4th blue? Let's go back. Oh, count. What's the count? Yeah, that's another one that's pretty generic. But it is used a lot on food packaging. Like it'll say a count in there. It'll be like, oh, there's 30 Reese's peanut butter cups in this bag of Reese's peanut butter cups. It'll say it's a 30 count bag, so, you know. This thing has me thinking of chocolate now. Alright, you know, it just seems like people guessing at blue for the few people who lost. That's interesting because the 2 least blue is the category that most people got, more than any other category. So it's interesting that the top 3 mistakes were all on blue. Or 3 of the top 4 mistakes were all on blue. I guess that's why the biggest losing game was getting nothing. If you didn't know blue, if you didn't get blue, you just lost. Yeah, a little bit of an odd game there. I mean, it said it was easy. It felt a little tricky to me, but I don't know. It just felt a little off. It was kind of a weird one for me. But I got through with no mistakes. I feel like I haven't made a mistake in connections in probably over a week. I'd have to go back and look. But it hasn't really felt easy doing it either. So I don't know. It's been kind of a weird week, but a successful week. So what are you going to do? If you're enjoying the videos, please leave a like, subscribe, or follow, and let me know how you did today.